All right, we're going to go ahead and go over problems from this worksheet now. Statistics measure variation and find the range, median, upper quartile, lower quartile, and inner quartile range. So first off, these need to be arranged in order from smallest to greatest. Notice these are not in order from smallest to greatest. So first thing I need to do is do that. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I count, make sure I have the same number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That way I made sure I didn't forget any of them. Okay, so there's 7 of them. There's an even, odd number. That means there's one exact middle number. The fourth one, number 7. That's quartile 2. That's the median. If there's 8 of them, or an even number, I'm going to have to take the two middle numbers and find the average between the two. So now I have 3 below and 3 above. Well, to find Q1, I take the middle number of the numbers below the median. So again, since there's 3, that's an odd number. That is my Q1. And again, 3 numbers above it as well. So there's there's an exact middle number, Q3. Okay, so we just found we got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things for each one. So notice we've already done 3. We've done the median, the lower quartile, which is Q1. This is upper quartile, so that's Q3. Lower quartile, Q1. Median is Q2. Okay, range means high minus low. So the high number here was 10 minus the low number 2, so the range is 8. And lastly, the IQR, inner quartile range, that is Q3 minus Q1. So in this case, it's 9 minus 3, which is 6. Okay, and so that's what you'll do for these right here. You're doing it for all of them. Now, the nice thing about the stem and leaf is they do put it in numerical order for you. So notice this 4 slash 3 right here means 43. So that means this is the tens and this is the ones. Okay, on the right side of the slash. All right, so we count up how many numbers are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that means there's 2 middle numbers, just even amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So how many do I have below? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do I have above? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So what are these 2 middle numbers? 43 and 48. Okay. So I need to find the average between the two. The difference between 43 and 48 is 5. Half of 5 is 2.5. So I may either add 2.5 to 43 or subtract 2.5 from 48. In either case, then I get Q2, or the median, is 45.5. So it puts it right here. So then how many numbers do I have below that number right there? I have this 43. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 below and 7 above. So since it's an odd number, I do have an exact middle number of those 2, which would be the fourth one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. So that number is 34. So Q1 is 34 and Q3 is the fourth one. So if I start at the bottom back, 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. It's the same thing if I went forward from 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'd still end up there. 52. So I found 3 of the 5. Then remember I need the range, which is high minus low. So the range is 66 minus the low of 20, which equals 46. And I need the IQR, inner quartile range. Remember that's Q3 minus Q1, we just did on the last problem. Q3 is 52, and Q1 is 34. Subtract that and I get 18. So IQR is 18. Okay, so you practice that now both with numbers and in the stem and leaf plot here. Let's go to the other side. The other side we have some review problems. Okay, you notice this is back from chapter 3. Find the complement. Remember, complement are two angles that add to 90 degrees. So they give you one angle, 15 degrees. How do you get the other one? 90 minus 15, which equals 75. So always going to be 90 minus whatever it is right here. That's going to be your answer. Supplement means two angles that add to 180. So it's again the same idea as the first one, except for instead of 90 minus the number, it's 180 minus the number. So we do number 10, it'd be just 180 minus the number, in this case, A. That'd be my answer. And you do that for each one. Next group, find the measure of the third angle of the triangle. Well, we know all triangles add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so he gave you two of them, and so you're doing 180 minus the two angles. So if I did 16, I'd have 180 minus the two angles, which is minus A, and then minus the other angle, B. And there'd be my answer, 180 minus A minus B. Okay, now we're at section chapter 4 again. We're back to the SohCahToa. And once you find sine, cosine, and tangent of angle N, right there, round to nearest thousandth. Okay, so we're just going to do one of them. Remember SohCahToa? All right here. SohCahToa. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. First thing I'm going to do is identify my hypotenuse, opposite the right angle, then my opposite, and then my adjacent. Remember, adjacent means next to. So we're just going to do one of these. Let's do sine of n. Sine of n is opposite over hypotenuse. What's the opposite? 36. Over hypotenuse, 39. That can simplify down to 12/13. You don't have to, because you're going to put in the calculator, because it wants you, if we just wanted, there's a fraction or ratio, it would be 12/13. So we always look to reduce. But they want a calculator, so I'm going to do 12 divided by 13, or I could have done 36 divided by 39. 12 divided by 13 is that around to nearest thousand. So there's a thousand spot. Look at the one right behind it is 0, so it stays at 0.923. 0.923 my answer. Okay, in the next section here, it says use a calculator to find the value of each trig ratio nearest 10,000th. So again, I just plug in exactly what it says in my calculator. So if I do number 8, tangent of 9. So remember on this scientific calculator, I hit 9 and then tangent button. Okay, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. So I'm looking at the one behind that, 8, that's going to round it up to a 4. For this one right here, 0.1584. 0.1584 be my answer. Okay. Use a calculator to find the measure of each angle. So remember, we have to get rid of the trig function. So I get rid of tangent. I multiply both sides by inverse tangent. We've been doing tangent enough. Let's pick a different one. Let's go cosine. So I do it by inverse cosine on both sides, here and right there. So Q equals inverse cosine of 0.3645. Again, I hit inverse if I need to on my calculator. On this one here, it already has inverse right there. So I'm going to use that one. And what was my decimal again? 0.3645. 0.3645 inverse cosine. Okay. 1.1. What did it say to round to? Nearest degree. Nearest degree is what it wants. So 1.2 degrees, which is then 1 degree. Okay. Uh, Let me check because that's not sounding right. Let's inverse cosine of 0.3645. I wish I had a calculator on me. Check. Okay. Let's make sure. Let's clear this out. Let's hit degrees. 600 degrees. Make sure it's in that point. What was it again? 0.3675. Is that what it was? 0.3645. So degrees. 0.3645 inverse cosine. That's what it says. Let's make sure that go inverse cosine of, yeah, it won't even let me do that. Uh, Let me pause it for a second. Okay, I went and got a graphing calculator. Checking the graphing calculator. Yeah, it's way off. It is 68.6 degrees, which is going to round to 69 degrees. I don't know why that scientific calculator uh, is not working correctly. 0.3645 inverse cosine. See, that is like this answer is like it's in radians, not degrees. That's why I hit degrees to begin with. I thought if I hit degrees, it would be in degrees and do 0.3645. Okay, but it's not. Mode degrees. Okay, let's try that. If I do that, if I do, why is this whole thing? Okay, mode degrees 0.3645. Oh, I need, how do I get it to those right there? Mode, how do I get it? Degrees, minutes, seconds, no. Degree, how do I switch over? Let me come out of here, come back in. Oh, okay, so for this mode degrees 0.3645 inverse cosine. There, it worked right there. Okay, so I just learned how to use this scientific calculator on here. Every time I hit mode degrees and then the decimal and then that right there. Okay, and then you get 69 degrees. All right, that goes ahead and ends this video.